Okay, hello. Good day sa tananahang pre-calculus students. So, mao ni ang continuation sa topic 5, our pre-calculus subject, which talk about sigma notation. Sigma notation na ta ha. Okay. We have the competencies that at the end of the session, the students use sigma notation to represent a series and apply the use of sigma notation in finding sums. STEM PC 11 is MI 1H thus 1 thus 3. Okay, what is sigma notation? It is used in mathematics to denote a sum. It uses uppercase Greek letter sigma to indicate a sum. And this notation consists of several components or parts. The illustration can be read as the summation of f of I from m to n. So we have the notation, the summation of f of I from m to n. So the n here is the upper bound, the f of I is the summand, and the m is the lower bound. So for example, we are going to expand each summation and simplify if possible. So if we have the summation of 3i minus 1, wherein I runs from 1 to 4. So that means we have to substitute the I with 1 until 4. So the summation of 3i minus 1, wherein I runs from 1 to 4, is the same as, first we have 3 times 1 minus 1 plus 3 times 2 minus 1 plus 1 to 3, 3 times 3 minus 1 plus 3 times 4 minus 1. So we have 3 times 1 is 3 minus 1 is 2 plus 3 times 2 is 6 minus 1 is 5 plus 3 times 3 is 9 minus 1 is 8 plus 3 times 4 is 12 minus 1 is 11. So that's why the sum is equal to 7 plus 8 is 15 plus 11 is equal to 26. Okay, that is number 1. Next is number 2. Okay, it should be the sum of 3 to the power of I, wherein the I runs from 0 to 3. So this would be equal to 3 to the 0 plus 3 to the 1 plus 3 squared plus 3 cubed. And this will be equal to 3 to the 0 is 1. So any number is raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. So we have 3 to the 1 is 3 plus 9 for 3 squared, and 3 cubed is 27. So we have 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 9 is 13 plus 27 is equal to 40. Okay? Ano? Whereas sa glisod tanawon, pero actually igo ra ka mag baylo-baylo. Okay, next is we have the sum of square root of n all over n minus 1, wherein the value of n it's not I, and I na, sorry, wherein the n runs from 3 to 5. Okay, so Substituting the n with 3 first, we have square root of 3 over 3 minus 1 plus square root of 4 over 4 minus 1 plus square root of 5 over 5 minus 1. Okay? So therefore, it would be equal to square root of 3 over 2 plus square root of 4 over 3, and square root of 4 is 2 over 3 plus square root of 5 over 4. So, more na. Okay, we cannot simplify naman si siya. Okay. So, next would be example wherein we are going to write expression in sigma notation. So, balin na po na. Kung ganina, sigma notation, atong ansiran, karon express in sigma notation apod ang given. So, the sum of 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/6. So, notice that, og imong tan-awon, ang mga denominators are even numbers. So, it's the product of a number times 2. Nasunod po ka number kani kay 1 times 2, kani 2 times 2, kani kay 3 times 2. So, that means 2 times n ang denominator, wherein ang n mo ay 1, 2, 3. Diba? So, that's why for number 1, we have the summation of a 1 over 2n. No? Diba? Wherein n runs from 1 to 3. Di man suwat. Tari na naman ko. 1 to 3. Okay? Nasabtan ba? Next. Number 2. Number 2 is we have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4. Unsa naman ni oy? Sorry. Plus 4 plus 8 plus 16. So, notice that imong tanaw 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1 mo na sila ang kani siya is 2 to the power of something of n, diba? Kay 1 is pwede man nag 2 to the 0, kani is 2 to the 1, kani kay 2 squared, kani kay 2 cubed, kani kay 2 to the 4th. So that means we can shortcut by writing the summation sigma notation of this series as the summation of 2 to the I na punta. So 2 to the I, wherein the I runs from 1, no, it's 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. Okay? Saan na? Okay. Next one, number 3 is we have negative 3, 4, negative 5, 6. So, kay negative mo nag-positive, na-adjun ay something nag-multiply og negative 1. So, meaning, negative 1. Sunod man na nga numbers, no? So, number, gadyo na nga n from mag-start na sa 3. J times na to og negative 1. So, mo na nga kana can be expressed as the summation of negative 1 sunod-sunod man to the n. Negative 1 to the n kay og ang n mo is odd, negative man. Kung even, negative, ma-positive, then ma-odd, negative, positive na po even. Then, times n pagadjud. ang imong n nagsugod sa 3, 2, 6. Okay, so that's it. So, kung ato i-replace ang n with 3, so mag-negative siya, times 3 pod. Then, ang n na pod og 4, negative 1 to the 4th, mag-positive siya, times 4. Ano na. And the next is, ang n is 5, negative 5, negative 1 to the 5th is negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. And last one, when n is 6, so negative 1 to the 6 is positive na pod 1 times 6 is positive. Okay. So we have the properties of sigma notation. Okay, if A sub I and B sub I are sequences and K is constant, then the summation of K times A sub I, wherein I runs from 1 to n, is the same as the summation of the K times the summation of A sub I, wherein I runs from 1 to n. Okay, so for example, for this is we have the summation of 5m, wherein the m runs from 1 to 3. So in this case, pwede ko na og 5 times the summation of m, wherein m runs from 1 to 3, which is equal to 5 times 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 5 times 6, and that would be equal to 30. Pareha rapod ko nun na sa 5 times 1 plus 5 times 2 plus 5 times 3, which is equal to 5 plus 10 plus 15, which is equal to 30. Okay? So, mana ijang bot ipasabot sa property. The second property is the summation of A sub I plus or minus B sub I is equal from wherein I runs from 1 to n is the same as imong buwagon. That the summation of A sub I, wherein I runs from 1 to n, plus or minus the summation of B sub I, wherein I runs from 1 to n. Okay, so for example, if we have the summation of 2m minus 3, wherein m runs from 2 to 5, is the same as the summation of 2m, wherein m runs from 2 to 5, minus the summation of 3, wherein m runs from 2 to 5. Okay, and this will be equal to pwede rin na to ato na ning kuhaon ha, i-apply na to ang first na to nga property diri ang to. So it would be 2 quantity 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 minus 3 times 4. Nganong 4 man ni siya? Because there are mahimutang nag-upat ka 3 kay gikan sa 2, 3, 4, 5. Upat man ni ka numbers. Diba? So, we have the sum of 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is equal to 14. 14, no? Then, minus 12. So therefore, we can have 28 minus 12, and the sum would be equal to 16, or the difference is 16. Ang kanipod, og iba nang i-simplify siya, it would be the same as 2 times 2 plus, no, it's, tapahan. Or another way of solving it is we have quantity 2 times 2 minus 3 plus quantity 2 times 3 minus 3 plus quantity 2 times 4 minus 3 plus quantity 2 times 5 minus 3. Kung kani nga formula atong gamiton, wa na mo gamit ani. So this would be equal to 4 minus 3 plus 6 minus 3 plus 8 minus 3 plus 10 minus 3. So we can now have 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7. And the answer is 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 5 is 9 plus 7 is 16. So, di ba pariharan niya? Manang properties. So, example, use the properties of sigma notation to simplify the given. Okay, so we have the summation of 2 minus 3k, wherein k runs from 1 to 4. Okay, so to apply the property, it should be the summation of 2, wherein k runs from 1 to 4, minus 3 sigma, the summation of 3 times the summation of k, wherein k runs from 1 to 4. Okay, which is similar to 2 times 4 gihapon, kay 1 to 4 man na siya. 2 times 4 minus 3 quantity 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, and this will be equal to 8 minus 3 times 3, 6, 10. So 3 times 10, and it would be equal to 8 minus 30, and the difference is negative 22. Okay, so ingana ra. Number 2. The summation of k plus 2 to the quantity k plus 2 squared, wherein the k runs from 5 to 7. So what are we going to do is, first, we are going to simplify quantity k plus 2 squared. So it would be equal to k times k is k squared. 2k, k times 2 is 2k times 2 is 4k plus 4k plus 4, the square of 2. So in this case, we can now have the summation of k squared, wherein k runs from 5 to 7, plus 4 times the summation of k, wherein k runs from 5 to 7, plus the summation of 4, wherein k runs from 5 to 7. So from here, we can now have 5 squared plus 6 squared plus 7 squared plus 4 times quantity 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 4 times 3. Okay, anong 3 man atong gamiton i-times sa 4 because there are 5, 6, 7. So, tulo ka numbers. Okay, so in this case, we have 25 plus 36 plus 49 plus 4 times 4 plus 5 is 11 plus 8 is 18. Plus 12. So we have 25 plus 36 plus 49 is 110 plus 4 times 18 is 32. 72 plus 12. So the sum of this is equal to 110, 182 equals 194. Okay? Or, kung wa mo ingon nga gamitong properties, i-substitute raga dyan na nimo 5. So, ana round na 5 plus 2 squared. Then we have 6 plus 2 squared. Then we have 7 plus 2 squared. So, okay naman na. 749 plus 64. Okay, 6 plus 2, 8 plus 7 plus 2 is 9. Squared is 81. So, 49 plus 81 equals 10 karo 1. 130 plus 64 equals 194 gihapon. No? So, gamit man tag property. Okay, and we have another example, which is the last one. The last example we have is the summation of 3 over k minus 1 over 2k, wherein k runs from 1 to 3. So, ang atong gibuhat is ang k minus 1 over 2k, himo nimo og k over 2k, then minus 1 over 2k. So, mo ni nga mahimo ning 1/2, no? So, mo nang ang atong summation would be equal to, kani siya is equal to the summation of 1/2, wherein k runs from 1 to 3, minus the summation of 1 over 2k, wherein k runs from 1 to 3. So, this will be equal to 1/2, it times na to 3 na pod, tungod kay there are 3 k's, no? We have 1, 2, 3. Then minus, we have 1 over 2 times 1 plus 1 over 2 times 2 plus 1 over 2 times 3, which is 3/2 minus quantity 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/6, which is, we can get the LCD of 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6, plus 12 divided by 4 is 3, times 1 is 3, then 12 divided by 6 is 2, times 1 is 2. So we can now have 3 over 2 minus 9, 10, 11 over 12. And the LCD again is 12 divided by 2 is 6, times 3 is 18, minus 11, and the answer therefore is 7 over 12. Okay, kung di na to gamitag property, we have 1 minus 1 over 2 times 1 plus 2 minus 1 over 2 times 2 plus 2 minus 3 over 2 times 3. So this will be equal to 0 over 2 plus 1/4 minus, wag na yung ano mao. Wag lagi na mao. 3 minus 1 eh. 3 minus 1. Okay. Plus 3 minus 1 is 2 over 6. So get ka the LCD of 12. So we have 12 divided by 1 and 0. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And 12 divided by 6 is 2 times 2 is 4. So 3 plus 4 is 7 over 12, which is parihara. So, mas taas this is siya kaya gamit na taas nga property. No? Okay, so I think na amoy na learn today about sigma notation. So, I hope magamit ra na ninyo inyong learning for your future and sa inyong day-to-day nga activity. So, you are going to answer the activity we have and the assessment given. So, to be submitted on December 13. So, see you. Good luck guys. Kay hapit na atong vacation. No? Maka-relax mo gamay. And our next topic will be all about trigonometry. Okay? So, thank you. And we have this quote that from Vedho Bhatnagar. So life is a series of thousands of tiny miracles. So notice them. Okay, so thank you and God bless you everyone. Bye-bye.